Hey, this is Todd. Welcome to the Lyceum Weekly Update number 47 for the week of November 17th, 2014. Firstly, band of the week this week is Edema Ra. They're a really jazzy band, quite ska, a big brass section in them. They sound awesome. I just love listening to them. They brought an EP earlier this year. You can hear them running underneath this video, and if you like what you hear, click their name down below, support them. You can also see them playing twice this week. First on Friday the 21st at the Captain Cook Hotel in Paddington, and then Saturday the 22nd at the Gaelic Club in Surrey Hills. Kicking straight into launches on Friday the 21st, there is an electronica EP launch at Club 77 in Sydney. It is $10 with Ribongia. This is another one of those bands I may be pronouncing it completely wrong, but it's either Ribongia, Ribonia. It sounds like some country you've never heard of in Eastern Europe. All hail Ribongia! Also on Friday, you can check out an alternative rock EP launch at the Exchange Hotel in Darlinghurst. It is in the Spectrum Bar with Black Breaks. Then Saturday the 22nd, there is a country alternative electro album launch at the Gaelic Club in Surrey Hills, and that is with Mad Cowboy Disease. You can also check out a folk rock album launch at the Old Manly Boat Shed in Manly, and that is with President Roots from Victoria. As well as a hardcore punk album launch that is at the Valve Bar at 1 PM. It is $5 to get in with Cabin Fever from Melbourne. Also at the Valve Bar that night is a death metal album launch for $15 at the Valve Bar with Iconic Vivisect from Melbourne. That is it for launches. It's calmed down a little bit from the previous week, so now it's going into special gigs starting on Thursday the 20th. There is an indie folk roots gig, which is part for a fundraiser to help the Laird Forest from being taken down, because don't want that forest to be taken down, so making a fundraiser for it, and there's going to be at the Basement in Circular Quay. It is $10. You can check out bands like King Tide, Sons of the East, Gambira, and Golden Orb. Then Friday the 21st, there is a folk blues rock gig with all proceeds going towards the campaign against the Whitehaven coal mine that is happening at Red Rattler Theatre in Marrickville. It is $20. You can check out bands like Catgut, Lime and Steel, and The Lurkers. Also on Friday is a free psychedelic reggae gig, and it's also the film premiere for Shades of Winter, which is a film about a whole bunch of really cool snowboarders, and that is at the Hotel Stein in Manly, in the upstairs Stein. That is at, I messed up what I said, but I keep rolling, baby. And at that gig you can check out the band Ocean Alley. Then on Saturday, there is a music industry party, so essentially just if you have any kind of interest in the music scene, if you have anything that could benefit the music scene, if you're an engineer, a photographer, a recorder, a band, a promoter, a booker, anything, come to this party. It's an industry party at the Valve Bar in Sydney. There are also a few rock and metal acts playing acoustically, and they include Jonathan Devoy, Not Another Sequel, Just Another Prequel, Vayu, and the Abyss Collective. It is a free gig to get into, so you can just rock up, come in with a whole bunch of business cards, I guess, and just throw them at people. Make it rain! I wish to do business with you all! And then Sunday the 23rd, there is Rock the Gate Festival. It's kind of like a street festival all the way up and down Enmore Road, and any venues around that area in Newtown will be putting on gigs where all proceeds go towards the campaign against fracking in rural areas. The venues that we'll be putting on these gigs include the Enmore Theatre, which isn't listed because the Enmore Theatre is kind of big. They don't need promotion, they don't need a gig guide. Everybody knows what the fuck's going on there because they have advertising. Other venues included Green Room Lounge in Enmore, the Midnight Special in Newtown, the Sly Fox Hotel in Newtown, and the Town Hall Hotel in Newtown, also known as the Townie. You can also check out the Sydney Rock and Roll and Alternative Market at Manning Bar in Chippendale, which is part of University of Sydney. It is just a big day with all stalls. $5 to get in. You can buy records, you can buy shirts, you can buy merch, anything like that. There will also be rock and rockabilly bands playing on the day, including 6 Feet Hick, Spurs for Jesus, Hank's Jalopy Demons from Melbourne, and a bunch of DJs like Solid Gold Hell, the Chimplenes, Kimplenees. I don't even know why I picked that name because I can't pronounce it. But if you enjoy rock and roll or the alternative side of music, you can head out to the market and find some cool things to buy. And finally, for special gigs, a massive festival called Scotch Efest, where I think it's like 40 bands play, and they're all playing at the Valve Bar in Sydney. It is $30 to get in, a mix of rock, hip-hop, pop, a whole heap of different bands. I won't list them all because Just look at that. Just look at that list. It's fucking crazy. A few that you might be interested in, you can check out bands like Elston Gunn from Brisbane, Friends of Enemies from America, Hannah Robinson, Legal Kid, Lost Keys, I'm just picking randomly, Stone Desert from Melbourne, they're pretty cool. So if you have nothing to do all Sunday, you can hit up a market, you can go put some proceeds towards stopping fracking in rural areas, and then you can head out to see Scotch Efest. It's a pretty full day of stuff. Finally, there is kind of news, more of kind of like a PSA that people should know about. The Gaelic Club in Sydney, which was the Gaelic Hotel, and then it kind of stopped doing live music, randomly became GT's Hotel, where they focused on food and not really that much. But there was a group called Upstairs and Underground who kind of brought back the upstairs area, maybe once a month. I think they put on gigs. It was very rarely, but now there is an official relaunch called the Gaelic Club in Surrey Hills. Upstairs and Underground are still running the gigs there, it seems, so hopefully it will be a lot more regular gigs happening and the Gaelic Club can kind of pull back what was a really cool venue. With all of that out of the way, that is it for this week. If you want to see all the live music that is happening from Sydney out to Katoomba this week, just go onto the website www.thelyceum.com.au. You can see everything because it's all linked, events and bands. You can find something new in a genre that you love because it's just that goddamn easy. As I say every week, on Wednesday I'll be on Radio Northern Beaches, which is 88.7 FM or 90.3 FM. You can also stream it through their website. I'll be on the flip side with Lachlan Wiley. It is at 6:30 in the morning or 5:30 in the afternoon, where it repeats. I'll just be talking about cool gigs to check out around the city, cool bands, and talk about some gigs that I might have seen the previous week. Or I'll just list the gig guide because there is sometimes so much to see, there's not enough time to talk about everything. And then Saturday, I'll be on SWA FM 99.9 FM. You can also stream them too. It is more inner west, outer west type gigs, so covering Penrith, Blacktown, Parramatta, all those kind of areas, even all the way out to Katoomba. And they'll be covering the gigs that Saturday, Sunday, as well as a bit into next week before the new gig guide comes out. If you like what the Lyceum does, please share us around, tell others about what we do, like, subscribe, comment, all that kind of good stuff. Follow us, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, where I post pics whenever I head out to a live gig, and help support some wonderful, wonderful bands. I will see you next week with another roundup of launches, special gigs, and news. Until then, be good.